This is what I'll say before they flip the switch. My name is John Peters. I'm 41 years old. In a few minutes, they're going to strap me into the electric chair and send 2,000 volts through my body until my heart stops. I killed a police officer. His name was Thomas Garrett. He was 34 years old. Father of two. Husband. Son. Brother. He was responding to a call when I shot him. But when I think about that night, I don't remember his badge. I don't remember his uniform. I remember his eyes. The way they looked at me in those final seconds. Surprised. Not angry. Just sad. Before they throw the switch, hit subscribe. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't about hating cops or making excuses. It's about a split-second decision that destroyed two families. His and mine. These are my last words. I was born in Albany, Georgia. 1951. Raised in a shotgun house with 4 brothers and 2 sisters. We were poor, but we didn't know it, because everyone around us was poor too. My daddy worked at a paper mill. Came home every night exhausted and smelling like chemicals. My mama took in laundry, ironed shirts for white families in town for 50 cents a basket. We went to church every Sunday. Baptist. The kind where the preacher shouted, and people caught the Holy Spirit and danced in the aisles. My mama believed in God more than anything. She'd tell us, the Lord will provide. Just gotta have faith. I believed her when I was young. I was a decent student. Not brilliant, but I showed up. I liked history, learning about wars and presidents and how the world worked. My teacher, Mr. Washington, said I could go to college if I applied myself. Maybe become a teacher myself. But college cost money we didn't have. I dropped out at 16 to work. Helped my daddy at the mill. The work was hard. The pay was barely enough. But it helped keep food on the table. I met my wife, Gloria, when I was 19. She was 17. Prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Worked at the grocery store bagging groceries and humming gospel songs while she worked. We got married in 1970. Had our first child, Marcus, a year later. Then came Angela 2 years after that. I wanted to give them everything. A real house. Good food. Clothes that weren't hand-me-downs. A future better than mine. But the mill closed in 1978. Moved operations overseas, where labor was cheaper. 300 men out of work overnight. I tried to find something else. Applied everywhere. Warehouses. Construction. Janitorial work. Nothing steady. Nothing that paid enough. Gloria took on extra shifts at the grocery store. I watched the kids during the day and did odd jobs when I could find them. But we were drowning. The bills piled up. Rent came due. The electricity got shut off twice. We ate beans and rice most nights. The kids wore shoes with holes in them. I felt like a failure. Like I'd let my family down. Like I wasn't a man. That's when I started making bad choices. I started running with some guys from the old neighborhood. Petty theft at first. Stealing from warehouses. Boosting car radios. Selling stolen goods. Gloria begged me to stop. Said we'd figure it out. Said we didn't need much as long as we had each other. But I couldn't stand watching my kids go hungry. Couldn't stand seeing Gloria work herself to death. So I kept going. And then came the night that ended everything. October 7th, 1989. I was 38 years old. Desperate. Behind on rent. Behind on everything. A guy I knew, Vincent, said he had a job. Easy money. A house in the suburbs. Family on vacation. Just get in, grab valuables, get out. Nobody home. Nobody gets hurt. I should have said no. Should have walked away. But I didn't. We drove to the house around 11 p.m. Nice neighborhood. Big houses with lawns and 2-car garages. The kind of place I'd never be able to afford for my family. Vincent had done his homework. Said the family was in Florida for the week. House would be empty. We parked a block away. Walked up wearing dark clothes and gloves. Vincent picked the back door lock. We went inside. The house was dark. Quiet. Smelled like air freshener and clean carpet. We moved through the rooms with flashlights. Vincent grabbed jewelry from the bedroom. I found a laptop and some cash in a desk drawer. Small electronics. Nothing too big to carry. We were in and out in maybe 15 minutes. But as we were leaving through the back door, I heard it. Police. Freeze. My heart stopped. There were lights. Flashlights. Red and blue flashing through the windows. Someone had called it in. A neighbor must have seen us. Vincent ran. Just took off into the darkness. I heard him crash through bushes. Heard dogs barking. I froze. A figure appeared in the doorway, silhouetted by a flashlight. I couldn't see his face clearly. Drop the bag. Put your hands up. I should have dropped it. Should have surrendered. Should have taken responsibility for what I'd done. But I panicked. I pulled a gun from my waistband. A cheap .38 I'd bought for protection. I'd never fired it. Never planned to use it. Don't, the voice shouted. But I raised it. There was a moment, maybe half a second, where everything stopped. I saw his face in the flashlight beam. Young, clean-cut, dark hair. His eyes met mine. And I saw it. Fear. But also something else. Sadness. Like he knew what was about to happen, and was sorry for both of us. Then I pulled the trigger. The sound was deafening in the quiet night. He fell. Just dropped like someone cut his strings. I stood there. The gun still raised. Smoke curling from the barrel. More shouts. More footsteps. Officers converging from every direction. I dropped the gun. Put my hands up. It was over. I found out later his name was Thomas Garrett. Officer Thomas Garrett. 34 years old. 8 years on the force. Married to his high school sweetheart, Karen. 2 kids, a daughter, Emily, age 7, and a son, Michael, age 4. He'd been first on the scene, responding to a burglary call. Just doing his job. The bullet hit him in the chest. Missed his vest by 2 inches. He died in the ambulance before they reached the hospital. I killed a good man. A family man. Someone who dedicated his life to protecting people. And I killed him because I was scared. The trial was fast. There were witnesses. Other officers who'd seen everything. The gun with my fingerprints. The stolen goods in the bag I dropped. My lawyer tried. Argued I didn't intend to kill anyone. That I panicked. That it should be manslaughter, not murder. But the prosecutor painted me as a violent criminal. A home invader who executed a police officer in cold blood. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty. First-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. Officer Garrett's wife, Karen, spoke at sentencing. She stood at the podium holding a photo of Thomas. Their wedding photo. They looked so happy. She told the judge about their life together. High school sweethearts. Married 10 years. How Thomas would wake up early every Saturday to make pancakes for the kids. How he coached Emily's soccer team. How he'd been saving for a family trip to Disney World. She looked at me when she finished. Her eyes were dry but hollow. Like she'd cried so much there was nothing left. My children ask me every night when Daddy's coming home, she said. What do I tell them? That their father was killed by a coward who chose money over human life. The judge sentenced me to death. My mama collapsed in the courtroom. Gloria sat stone-faced. Marcus and Angela didn't come. They were teenagers by then. Ashamed of me. I don't blame them. That was 3 years ago. 3 years of appeals that went nowhere. 3 years of living with Thomas Garrett's face in my mind. Those sad eyes. This morning, they woke me at 4 a.m. The routine everyone goes through. Shower. Clean clothes. Final meal. I ordered fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, and sweet tea. Didn't eat much. Couldn't. The chaplain came around 8 a.m., older man, with gentle eyes. We prayed together. Asked God to forgive me. To watch over Officer Garrett's family. To give them peace. I don't know if God was listening. I hope he was. They let me make a phone call at 10 a.m. I called Gloria. John, she said. Her voice was tired. Worn down by everything. Hey, baby. Silence. I'm sorry, I said. For everything. For failing you. For failing the kids. For all of it. I know. She paused. The kids don't want to talk. They're angry. And hurt. I understand. Marcus graduated high school last year. Got a job at a factory. Angela's doing good in school. She wants to be a nurse. I closed my eyes. That's good. That's real good. I have to go, John. I love you. Tell the kids I love them. Tell them to be better than I was. I will. The line went dead. The warden came at noon. Read the execution order. Asked if I understood. Yes, sir. It's time. 62 steps from death row to the execution chamber. I count them all. 1, 2, 3. My legs are heavy. Each step feels like walking through mud. 15, 16. The chaplain walks beside me, reciting Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I try to find comfort in the words. They feel far away. 30, 31. I think about Thomas Garrett, about his kids growing up without their father, about his wife sleeping alone, about all the moments he'll miss. Birthdays, graduations, weddings, all because of me. 45, 46. I think about my own kids, about how I won't see them grow up either, about how they'll carry the shame of having a father who was executed for murder. We're all victims of that one moment, that one terrible choice. 60, 61. The door appears. Heavy steel. The end of the line. 62. The warden unlocks it. The sound echoes down the empty hallway. He pulls it open. Inside, the execution chamber is small and stark. The electric chair sits in the center. Old oak wood, dark from age and use. Leather straps hanging from the arms and legs like dead vines. Wires connect to a metal cap that will sit on my head. More wires lead to electrodes that will attach to my leg. This is how I die. By fire running through my veins. 3 windows line the far wall. Window 1, victim's witnesses. Officer Garrett's wife, Karen, is there. His brother. His parents. All wearing dark clothes. All staring at me with expressions I can't read. Not quite anger. Not quite satisfaction. Just exhaustion. Window 2, my witnesses. Gloria is there. My mama. They're both crying. Marcus and Angela didn't come. I'm glad. They don't need to see this. Window 3, media. 7 reporters. Recording my death for history. Please sit, the warden says. I walk to the chair. My hands are trembling. I sit down. The wood is cold and hard beneath me. They begin strapping me in. Arms first. The leather bites into my wrists. Then my legs. My chest. My forehead pressed against a metal bar. I can't move. Can barely breathe. A technician approaches. He's middle-aged. Professional. He wets a sponge and places it on top of my head. Then lowers the metal cap onto it. The cold metal presses against my skull. He attaches electrodes to my right leg. More cold metal. More wires. He checks all the connections. Nods to the warden. Everything is ready. The chaplain leans close one last time. May God have mercy on your soul, John. Thank you, Father. The warden steps forward. John Peters, you have been sentenced to death by the state of Georgia for the murder of police officer Thomas Garrett. Do you have any last words? I look toward window 1, toward Karen Garrett and her family. My voice comes out hoarse but steady. Mrs. Garrett, to Officer Garrett's family, I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't deserve forgiveness. I took your husband, your father, your son, your brother. I took a good man who was just doing his job, protecting people, serving his community. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone that night. I was just trying to provide for my family. But that's not an excuse. That's just context. When I raised that gun, I made a choice. A terrible, permanent choice. And Officer Garrett paid for it with his life. Your family paid for it with his absence. I see his face every night when I close my eyes. I see those last seconds. The way he looked at me. He wasn't angry. He was just sad. Like he knew how this would end, and he was sorry for both of us. I don't remember his badge. I don't remember his uniform. I remember his eyes. His humanity. He was 34 years old. Same age I was when I dropped out of school to help my family. He had kids the same ages as mine. He loved his wife like I love mine. He wanted a good life for his children like I wanted for mine. We weren't that different. Except he chose to serve and protect. And I chose to steal and destroy. I've had 3 years to think about that night. 3 years to replay it. To wonder what would have happened if I'd just dropped the bag. If I'd surrendered. If I'd taken responsibility. Officer Garrett would still be alive. He'd be 47 now. He'd have watched Emily graduate, watched Michael grow up. He'd have more memories with Karen, more Sunday mornings and family dinners. Instead, he's gone. And I'm the reason why. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking you to understand. I'm just asking you to know. I see what I took from you. I see the hole I left in your family. And I carry that weight every day. I really hope, that after tonight, you can find some peace. That you can remember Officer Garrett for who he was, not how he died. That you can move forward with the love you shared, and not the anger you feel toward me. He deserved better than what happened to him. Better than me. To my family, Gloria, Marcus, Angela, Mama, I'm sorry I let you down. I'm sorry I chose crime over conscience. I'm sorry I won't be there for the rest of your lives. Be good. Work hard. Stay honest. Don't make the mistakes I made. I love you all. I close my eyes. I'm ready. The warden signals to the executioner in the next room. A man I'll never see. I hear the hum. Low at first. Then building. The electricity hits. It's not like I imagined. It's not instant. It's fire. Pure fire coursing through every nerve. My body goes rigid. Every muscle locked. I smell burning. Realize it's me. My skin. My hair. I think about Thomas Garrett. About the surprise on his face when the bullet hit. I think about his kids. About the father they lost. I think about my own kids. About the shame they carry. I think about that moment in the dark. That half second where I could have made a different choice. The fire intensifies, spreads, consumes. And then, nothing.
Those were his last words. John Peters was pronounced dead at 12:23 a.m. on March 15, 1992, at Georgia Diagnostic and Classification State Prison in Jackson, Georgia. He was 41 years old. He served 3 years on death row for the murder of police officer Thomas Garrett. Officer Thomas Garrett, 34, was posthumously promoted to sergeant. The Georgia Police Department named their annual Valor Award after him. Over 400 officers attended his funeral. His widow, Karen Garrett, never remarried. She raised Emily and Michael as a single mother. Both children later entered public service. Emily became a teacher. Michael became a firefighter. Karen released a statement after the execution. Nothing will bring Thomas back. Tonight doesn't change that. But maybe now we can stop reliving October 7th and start remembering all the days before it. John Peters' wife, Gloria, divorced him 2 years into his death row sentence. She remarried in 1995 and moved to Atlanta with their children. Marcus Peters works as a machinist in Augusta. He has never spoken publicly about his father. Angela Peters graduated nursing school in 1997. She declined all interview requests. John's mother, Ruth Peters, attended his execution. She died of a heart attack 8 months later. Family members said she never recovered from watching her son die. The gun John used to kill Officer Garrett was a .38 special purchased illegally at a pawn shop. It has since been destroyed. Vincent Crawford, John's accomplice in the burglary, was arrested 2 days after Officer Garrett's murder. He testified against John in exchange for a reduced sentence. He served 12 years and was released in 2001. This is episode 6 of Last Words. Subscribe to hear more stories from death row, because sometimes the only way to understand consequence is to witness the moment where everything changed forever.